Hi, I'm Gail Williams, and I'm currently the horn professor at Northwestern University, full-time since 1998, but I started teaching there in '89 while I was still in the Chicago Symphony. And I was lucky to be in the Chicago Symphony a beautiful 20 years with Maestro Barenboim and Maestro Schulte as my bosses. I'm on a desert island, and I am going to take blood, sweat, and tears because I love that trumpet player. What is the hardest piece that I've ever played on the French horn? I would say it's probably the Lickety Trio for violin, horn, piano. Because, for many years you try to play in tune with the right fingerings and everything, and Mr. Lickety used your natural horn in the midst of this beautiful, difficult trio. So you may be playing on the F crook, which is open fingering, and then you go into D horn, and then you go to E flat horn, and then you do all these different crooks within this one movement, and you're never supposed to adjust the tuning. So it's a little bizarre because there are some notes that are not perfectly in tune when you're playing on the natural horn without changing your hand. So learning that it's okay to play these notes out of tune after all these years of trying to play them in tune is really difficult. The other part about this piece is rhythmically it's very challenging. When he wrote this piece, he wrote it in score form. So when I first looked at it and it was in handwritten part, I thought, how do you even decipher? And you would have to have a page turner for your own part because you couldn't turn the page. So I made my part on poster board, and I have one movement that takes this huge, great big thing, and I've learned how to fold it and carry it with me. But it also is one of the most extensive ranges because it goes up to an E flat above our high C, and I think it lands on a low D below our low C. So it's about a little over 4 octaves apart. It is one of the most exciting pieces I've played, but probably one of the most difficult ones to learn. The range consists of about even farther than that. So you have this huge range of this high material, and it's soft, and some of it's stopped. It's very, very challenging to put the music together for an ensemble of 3 people. But as I asked Mr. Boulez one time, what's the best piece that I should learn? And I thought, after seeing this music, I never would learn it. He said, oh, you have to play the Lickety Trio. It's the best piece of chamber music you'll ever play. So I thought, okay, that's a challenge, Mr. Boulez. Thank you very much. And so that's one of the reasons I learned it. And it was supposed to be played along with the Brahms. I'm not sure I'd ever play it with the Brahms and the Lickety. I know I've played it with the Harbison and the Lickety, but Brahms is another story. I'm not sure I have a favorite piece to play because there are so many of them that I get excited about. I think as a horn player, I'm very fortunate that we get to play the Brahms Horn Trio. I'm very fortunate to play the Schubert Octet. I'm really fortunate to be able to play Tchaikovsky 5 or Mahler 5 in the orchestra. So it depends. If I had to play one piece, I might be able to say I just played it. And it was the Mozart Grand Partita, because you can't find much prettier, more refreshing, more moving music than to play the Mozart Grand Partita for winds. And it's not much of a horn part, but it's special. In the repertoire, I think I've been asked to play the Brahms Horn Trio the most. It is a chamber music piece because it's such a huge piece of emotional music that Brahms wrote. It encompasses lively music. It encompasses folk music, some of the songs that his mother used to sing to him. The slow movement is because of his mother's death. He wrote about that. But it was during a period where the horn was being challenged. Should it be played on a natural horn? Should it be played on a valved horn? And I think for a pivotal piece in the horn repertoire, I think that's a really important aspect of the Brahms Horn Trio that I think is important. My students need to play this piece. It is a pivotal piece for them to learn in their education. It's a piece of chamber music that's terribly important for us to play. However, it's extremely difficult for the piano and the violin also. So getting the right people to play with them as a student is difficult. But I would say, could I play it tomorrow? I'd be pleased if someone would ask me to play it tomorrow because I think it's one of the best pieces you can play. When I was in the Chicago Symphony, many summers, my husband and I would go play chamber music together in different festivals. And then I was asked to go out to the Grand Tetons to play in the music festival there and fell in love with those mountains. So, oh darn, I've gone to the Jackson Hole Music Festival, Grand Teton Music Festival in Jackson Hole for over 30 years now because I get to play my horn and I get to play outside at the same time. Do I love what I do? Yes, or I wouldn't be doing it because I think you have to love what you do. And I enjoy playing the instrument. I enjoy playing not with myself, but I like playing with other people. I think that's having a conversation when you're playing chamber music or in the orchestra. All of a sudden you're having a conversation with the second flute because you're playing with them. I love teaching because those students make me think. And making you think and seeing them advance in their ability to put music out for themselves, but for other people. It's a thrill to sit there and listen to my students perform in solos, in orchestra, in wind ensemble, have them experience some of this great music that I've had a chance to experience too. I'm very proud of my students. It's really fun to see their accomplishments.